who has made all of this possible through his music and creativity, CG5.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You guys seen this?
Is that like a screen? Can you click the mouse on the computer?
Why is this even on a theater screen? This isn't a DVD.
Can you move the mouse?
This is like really stupid. We can't be doing this in a theater. Wait a minute. Do you think... Wait. Ah, come on! Are we really doing this right now? Wait a minute. Wait! Ladies and gentlemen, this is my first ever short horror film, Project You Move. Enjoy.
What's there?
All right, you want to start?
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. It's awesome to watch it with you guys and experience that.
No.
So we're gonna invite a couple people from the project on stage with us. First, let's have the lovely Piper Rubio join us.
Piper, come on!
All right, next we're gonna have Gabe Reeves, our editor.
This wouldn't be here without him.
Gabe is amazing. And then last but not least, we're gonna have Dallin Hayward, our VP.
Dallin Hayward for this stuff. We worked closely together on the soundtrack. He did the soundtrack mostly for part 2 and 3, or at least the last 2 parts of the film. So, it's awesome. Is that ready for now?
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Let's take a seat.
Project You Move Q&A.
Hello? Okay, yeah, that's better. All right, this is how we're gonna do it. I'm just gonna kind of ask a couple of questions here to the crew, and then we're gonna open it up for 10 questions from the audience, okay? And we'll call on you guys. The first thing I want to say, so last night we were hanging out, me and Charlie, and we started watching YouTube videos, old YouTube videos.
Oh, yes.
From Green Family Productions, and these are films that he made with his family growing up, and then we were watching some of the films that I had made with my brothers and family growing up, and it dawned on me and Charlie were destined to do this because we grew up doing it with our families, and it was really cool to come together on this project, and it just worked. It gelled together so well.
We really are a big happy family, aren't we?
Yes, yeah.
It can't be done without family, that's for sure. Family and love.
All right, so first, before we do the panel, I also want to take a quick minute to recognize the amazing cast and crew and talent that helped us on this project. If you were here, will you guys stand real quick? If you were so we didn't get Pedro in the credits, but I wanted to shout him out. He actually helped contribute to some of the editing. This is going on the second we got the Lincoln twins here. They were a huge help on the project. Yeah, Samantha is the
cameos in here, Rudy Wade and Daniel Glass. There's so many people in the
omnipresent.
The omnipresent Bible.
My two daughters, good to you, John. The list from here is you guys stand up, please. Rhoda, wherever you are. Amazing work. Thank you.
Of course, my beautiful wife. She is the best forever. So, all right.
All right, so Charlie, Project You Move, what was the genesis of the idea?
Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here.
Vanilla!
Should I sit down or stand up? Okay, I'm gonna get something. All right. So, Project You Move. The way it happened was this wasn't originally going to be a full short film like this. It was just going to be a way to promote some small clips to be uploaded like daily or something like that as a part of a promotional plan for my music. So I never thought like that it would become this, being a full length. I guess almost 40-minute short horror film, and I mean. The way it came together was just insane, and it was it was all thanks to my friend here, William Bradford, my co-director. I wouldn't be able to do this without him because I'm so involved in my own music. You know, somebody needs to carry a bit more of a load so that I can still work on, the thing that's, first priority. But then there's this huge project that I gotta try out, and it's so ambitious, and you gotta chase your ambitions, and I'm so glad that I did with, I had no idea we'd be able to get Piper Rubio here. You remember the way that it happened, our first interaction? Our first interaction, remember that?
Yes.
Remember when you were at my show, right?
Concert. It was my first ever concert.
Yeah. Is the microphone working right now?
I don't know.
Microphone switch.
There you go.
Malfunction.
Let me see. Is it muted?
You actually turn the mics up a little bit too.
Yes, let's turn up the mics a little bit. Probably because I'm so close to it.
Just scream into it.
It's a habit. Well, oh, there you go. Now I can hear it. Okay.
Hello.
Perfect.
Hello.
Okay, so we met in LA about last year, somewhere like September or something like that. And you were apparently a fan of mine or something like that. Yeah, that was awesome to meet you and your mom and your brother Roland. You guys were awesome. And you turned it off.
Whoops.
There you go. Now we can hear you. So yeah, that was amazing, and we got to be able to reconnect through each other's managements. And funny enough, both of our mothers manage each other. So my mom, her mom manages her. Keep it in the family. Let's go mothers. But it just became what it is. So wouldn't be without you. I mean, the way that you did it was just unmatched. I mean, like the small little expressions and the eye movements were crucial. You turned it off again. Getting a little happy with that button. Okay, but it was really really cool. So yeah.
It was cool having Piper on the show.
Yeah.
You actually gave us a lot of great ideas when we were filming things.
Yeah, you gave us ideas.
If you do this instead, it might be cool. So it's cool to have Piper. So I wanted to ask you, what was the funnest scene that we filmed? In what was it, 2 days or 3 days that we filmed together? I think it was 2 days, yeah. What was the most fun?
Why did you keep it going? I didn't even do it this time, I swear.
Is it on? Is that one on? Uh-oh. There, now it works.
You're a wizard, CG.
Check. Check.
Mine works now.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead. Yes, answer. Yes. Is it working? Okay, just take this one. Go ahead.
It's on.
What is happening? It's on. It's on. It's just. Okay, just go ahead.
I think there's probably two scenes that were the most fun to film.
Okay, sorry. We'll be back here then. Okay, it's my habit. All right, go ahead.
I think there's probably two scenes that were the most fun. Probably the optional one. Did you come up with that like on the spot?
I came with that up with that on the spot. Yeah, that was weird for sure. I wanted to scare somebody with something very strange that nobody would ever think to scare somebody with, and the cover of the Paw Patrol game for PS5. Very the scariest thing in the entire film.
There's this structure of
Your little buddy.
Yeah. And I used to play it with. Oh.
There you go. Keep going.
Yay! And then the second one was probably when the face grabbed. That was.
Yeah, that was for the teaser. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
for
really
New
fun.
That was a strange occurrence. I apologize for that.
Who did that?
All right, let's pass the mic over to Gabe. What was the most challenging aspect of the project?
Editing one part at a time, because I like adding little references in parts prior, and a lot of stuff that I make. And I like having like foreshadowing aspects to everything. So it was difficult to make a linear timeline with everything, considering the fact that like I got all the footage after part one, after part two, I got all the footage for part three. Normally I like editing things all together, but it was kind of a learning experience at the same time. So
We had created a storyboard with some images, and that was like our Bible for the project. We really relied on that to help get us through the vision and the edits of it. Walk us through your process of getting a final edit done.
So the first step is having Charlie's trust, I would say.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that difficult at first, and then I was like, yeah, this is solid. I remember we were in a call and I was showing him like the first scenes of part one, and he was like, oh my gosh, while I was like playing it for him, and I was like, I did good. But eventually I understood the flow of what he wanted to show and the aesthetic of the entire project, so I started focusing on a lot of iconic visuals, and it definitely caught his attention, so another learning.
All right, what was the most rewarding part of the project for you?
Being in the credits. That and having his score and everything, because I would be editing everything silently with all the bass camcorder audio, and I was like, this is all right. And then I would throw his score in as soon as he sent it over, and I was like, oh, I was onto something. Hey guys.
So this isn't the first time you and CG5 have worked together.
No. But this is the first time we've been on a Q&A panel together.
Really? First time? Oh my gosh, that's
that
crazy to think about. We've been friends for probably like
Since high school.
since high school, yeah. And we started really like bonding over music. And
Yeah, no, he hated me, and I
Yeah,
hated
no,
him.
I despised
Yeah, we
him.
still.
But then we made Grimace, and just kidding. But there was way more stuff happening before all that.
Yeah.
We created a friendship, and we're both, you know.
We actually have an unreleased song that we worked on in high school that will never be put out to the public. We don't talk about that yet. That's right.
All right, previous, what was the most challenging?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so a little like long story short, I think the hardest part, I was telling Gabe actually, was in part 3. So it was part 1, part 2, part 3. Part 3, I was given so many different versions where different edits were shorter than the others in certain sections, or sometimes it was longer. That I was like constantly changing the music to it to make it match and fit. And I was like, oh no, this is like more so the final version. Then I got another version that was like, no, actually this is the more final version. And it was like, okay. So that was probably the hardest part. But then also with part 2, I only had, I think it was 2 days or something like that. And that was, it wasn't, not that it was difficult. I loved like the challenge. But the challenge was, I told Charlie, I was like, Charlie, if you would let me score this, I think it would add so much to it. And I think he was a little hesitant because he hasn't heard me score anything. But I really wanted to show Charlie like this will just bring it out so much more. And it was so like rewarding after so much effort put into that. That Charlie enjoyed it and it worked.
Absolutely. The music was everything as part of the edit. Like you were saying, Gabe, with everything, whenever it was super quiet, I was like, I can't quite see it, you know. I have to hear the music, and the music just helped everything out. So, it's all thanks to
I love Charlie.
Now, I'm asking for the ladies in the room, are you single?
I am. And it was perfect.
All right, amazing. So, walk us through your process of getting like a final score done.
Oh man, okay, so what I really like, and I guess maybe every editor is different, but I liked being able to see the full edit from like at least structure-wise, so I could get a feel for like, okay, what's the pacing of this? What does this look like? So I could kind of go through it in my head. With some of the stuff, I would like sing it and record it as I was watching the video, saying, oh, like this right here, and this right here, and like a boom right here, and a build up this chord progression and whatnot. And it was so fun to be able to get. I would ask Will for Charlie's song that the part was about, that I could add a little. What do you call that?
Easter egg.
What is it called?
Sort of Easter egg.
Motifs. Yeah, there we go. Motifs. Thanks, Dan. Little motifs from each part of the song, so that it still feels familiar with that song. And that was pretty cool.
Very cool. So a lot of this editing was happening while we were finishing up Charlie's tour.
Yeah.
So it was literally nights in the hotel. We would go back and we'd be passing edits between Gabe and between Dylan and getting approvals, and me and Charlie talking about things. And I remember one we were like getting ready to jump on a plane and we were uploading part 2. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, we're gonna miss the flight. Like,
We really worked down to the wire.
Yeah.
We'll never do that like that again.
Yeah, that was wild.
All right, great. Well, let's open it up to the audience here. I'm going to take 10 questions. Okay, I think this one's a little better. Okay, so, all right. I'm sorry we can't pick everyone, but we'll take 10 questions. Okay, we'll start right here. Yeah.
So I definitely saw for horror aspects some elements of like moving the ring and like found footage. I was wondering like what your other inspirations were for the format.
That's a good one. Okay, so Gabe, you want to start about like the edit and stuff like that for the inspiration of the edit?
Alright, so a lot of the inspiration resided from a lot of A24 movies. I love when they sit on shots just a little bit too long and they let that suspense build and they trust the audiences to just be like slowly lean forward, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with this score, again, completed that vision. A lot of times it needed to be quiet though, just for that. For example, like when you turn the TV on for the first time, and then it shut off, and it was like a grueling 5 seconds of just silence before it finally like turned red, and that was just really satisfying to see.
Right?
Yeah, very aggressive.
Super aggressive. I would say, yeah, I was really heavily inspired by Kate Pixel's Backrooms videos. Good inspiration there. I mean, general horror is a big thing. Analog horror, like the Walt Files. Or, scary things, you know. Liminal is. I'm a big fan of Liminal, so I gotta do it. So I did it. We did it.
I forgot to mention, I made a playlist for Charlie before we started like filming and editing and everything. And there's this one movie, actually there was a couple, but the main one was Barbarian, and I really liked the tracks from that one. So I had sent it to him and like the vibe that I got, and there was this one track from this movie called Annihilation that I also really liked. So just
All
got
the
that.
spooky influences, right?
iPad.
Besides the color red, what does the tape consist that makes it so entrancing?
Yeah, good question.
So you answer.
I mean, I can give a clear answer, but if you have a theory, do you have a theory?
A film theory.
That's just a fear.
Probably the music in
Okay, so anyways, let me give a clear answer, man, I'm going to do that. Okay, so, this is louder. So, can you ask the question again?
Okay, so what besides the color red makes the tape so entrancing?
Right. Okay. So I wrote like 3 pages of lore for this whole thing so that I could really figure out the history of the little things that were really important. And it was really mostly the color red. And I mean, the creation of this tape was from an interdimensional being named the Omnipresent. And he made it so that yeah, nice dad. He made it so that the color red, specific to this tape, was the thing that really drew you in. I would say Dementor's Kiss is something I would compare it to. The effect of that, as soon as you get entranced by that, you cannot get out. It's impossible. And so that color red is the reason that people become the way they become after they watch it. And that's why you can draw your conclusion with when the girl that comes in that has color blindness, she doesn't get entranced by it and just puts it straight into the microwave because she has no idea what to do with the tape. Yes, that's, yeah. Oh, you're so smart. I am really smart. I mean, the community that I've grown so far was the biggest inspiration for me to put a project like this together. Like seriously, like. I mean, I know that the community has grown based upon horror and gaming and FNAF. And yeah, I had to do it just for you guys. Literally, that's why.
All right, there's a gentleman with a hand up high, glasses, kind of long hair. Yes, go ahead.
Premiere Pro. Not the huge fan of Adobe, but I mean, I moved to DaVinci Resolve eventually.
All right, back, brown jacket, striped shirt. Yes.
So I noticed that you guys were filming on a camcorder. How did you transfer the footage into digital?
So every night after we would film, I would go back to my house, and there's a small unit that I bought on Amazon, And we would plug the camcorder into that, load in an SD card, and then you would have to transfer the footage in real time. And so that would be my chance to kind of watch back the dailies where we shot. And then we would take that SD card and load it into Google Drive and pass it over to our editors. And then when they would do an edit, we use a program called frame.io. And he would upload an edit there, and he would send it over to me and Charlie. And me and Charlie would watch it, and we can leave comments on the timeline. And we would leave comments on the timeline, change this, let's move this, that kind of thing. So it made the process really collaborative. Yeah. All right, let's go Freddy Fazbear here.
How long overall did it take to film the whole thing?
Oh yeah. So the idea of the project happened in August of last year. And then
Yes.
Yeah, August of last year. We got those storyboards made, and then I think it was a total of 12 days shooting spread across a couple
Spread
months.
across
right?
like 3 months or something.
3 months,
like
yeah.
that, In the middle of tour. Yeah, honestly, we were doing a whole lot at the same time, and it just got real crazy.
It got real fast.
But we did it, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. We had Piper come out and shoot her days when she had finished some other filming, and what was it, like right before Christmas, right? I think you flew home Christmas Eve.
It was it was literally Christmas Eve was the last day of filming that you had me.
Yeah. How we did it. Merry Christmas, right?
Merry Christmas!
All right, we've got 5 more questions. Let's go this gentleman here, right here with the headphones.
Is there a chance that the actual VHS tape has like the music videos on them?
We did talk about that idea.
We did talk about that, but that ended up being kind of an expensive idea.
So I'll tell you what's on the VHS tape. I think it's like some John Wayne movies. We went to a thrift store and I bought 2-3 packs of John Wayne movies, and we spray painted them red, and that was what we're filming.
Yeah. Easy.
All right, 4 more, but let's go this gentleman right here. Yeah.
How do you think you've
Yeah, no, go ahead.
How do you think you've improved as a writer since writing patiently that you came out 4 years ago?
Oh, okay. So like, if you're talking about like the EP recently in comparison to patiently, I would say that I've improved a lot. I hope. I've been working very hard on my musical craft for over 20 years. So
20 years!
to be able to do this for a living is incredible, and to be able to release passion projects such as Project You Move is just awesome. So thank you very much.
The girl here in the middle. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to ask, are you guys excited for the FNAF Movie 2 trailer tomorrow?
Indeed.
All right, we got 2 more questions. Let's go right here. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Piper.
It's not technically confirmed if it's a trailer.
Maybe a teaser.
All right, go ahead.
When going from script to actually filming, what was probably the most challenging that happened when filming?
Piper, what was the most challenging part of filming?
It's a red tape, guys, I'm telling you. It's not my fault.
How did you get him to talk?
The first to be possessed. This is the curse that comes with being the first to be possessed by the red tape. So, you know. What was
For everyone, actually, let's say,
Yeah.
when it comes script to actually, when it comes to the filming, what was probably the hardest to like take from the script and actually make it happen when filming?
I don't know. I guess just
talk a little bit and then you can think.
Yeah.
Okay. I think one of the challenging things was just wondering, are we going to be able to pull it all off? So we had our shot list, which was visual images, and then we had our storyboard, which was visual images, and then from that we would create a shot list or kind of a breakdown for each scene, and then we would get to set and we would start filming, and that shot list kind of went like that. And it was like, we knew basically what we were gonna do, but we also kept it open to like all the ideas that could come on the spot, and some really cool things happened when we allowed ourselves to do that. I think the glove, the Linford twins, we were shooting and they were like messing around with the roll of tape. And it was like, oh, maybe this could be the bad guy's hand. And it was like, oh yeah, actually that's kind of cool. And so it was like, yeah, leaving that process open. Yeah.
All right. So probably when Charlie started randomly adding in stuff that I didn't have time to prepare.
That is very nice. Yes, that's you.
No, it was fun. It was a wonderful learning experience. Free improv from the director.
Yes, it was a whole process. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. The way it came together was day by day by day by day. I mean, we had a storyboard and then we had a shot list, but then we just kept having new ideas for every single portion of the film, and it just really, I did not think that this thing was going to be over 30 minutes long, like at all. So it's crazy that we filled that runtime.
So I want to tell one quick story about the bus, the camper of dreams.
Oh.
That thing really was insane. So I was actually out with the Linford friends. We were at a Goodwill and we saw that bus parked. This was like a year ago. We saw that bus parked in a parking lot and we're like, what is going on there? So we went over and got the guy's contact information, and that was that. Fast forward to a year later, we were trying to think of how we could do the scene. It was like, the bus. We get a hold of this guy, he's like in another part of the country. He's like, yeah, I guess I can make it out to Arizona. And so he came out, we filmed the scenes, and I'm pretty sure he camped at Ruby's Bayou that night. Like, he didn't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay. All right, last question here. I know, I'm sorry, but Charlie, do you want to pick it?
We love all of you.
Charlie, do you want to pick the last question?
Oh, come on. Yeah, go ahead. What's up? Am I going to make more of Project You Move? I would say I have big focus on music, so this isn't my first priority unless some opportunity comes up where maybe somebody picks it up or something like that. You know, this is just we just scratched the surface with Project You Move. You know, we're always available for new, different projects, but I have to spend time on what's most important, which is the music. So.
You guys want more Project You Move?
Too bad.
We'll start opener.
Chill out. Thank you guys so much.